Okay?
Jan Van Nuys.
Maybe John, I don't know, if I look at livestock prices, hog prices, milk prices, those are almost at historic lows worldwide. Have you guys taken these sufficiently into consideration in your supply demand evaluation, and do you expect them to go up? Because
I hope I have, but you can supplement me, John. My sister is married to a dairy farmer in Germany, and they are crying. I know this. Now I think we have taken this into consideration, and it's a big problem, and this is the reason why Europe has cut soybean meal consumption so sharply. Livestock production is declining as a result of this. John?
Yeah. I would agree that I think it's taken into account in the way we're looking at it. What's going to have to shake out here is, number one, USDA is saying we'll increase meal consumption in the U.S. I don't necessarily believe that'll happen. I think it may go down some more, and I think that puts downward pressure. But we've got to come out of a period here to where if you have a huge corn crop, and you have a big soybean crop, and then you come next spring, April, May, and you have a big South American crop, you're going to collapse. Corn's going to go down. I'm looking at corn below $3. I'm looking at soybeans, getting down below 8 is what I'm thinking about. At some point, you're going to reach an equilibrium where you can actually make money with livestock, but we have a ways to go to get there. But we will reach that point. Now, one of the things that was talked about production cost, and this is the thing that our farmers in the U.S. have to get used to, is that we've had 3 or 4 years here of really good incomes, and these cash land rents have gone way up. Now, all of a sudden, when we see corn below $3 and beans below 8, you can't do it with those cash rents, but it'll take a year or two for the landlords and the owners of the land to figure that out. And so there's going to be a hemorrhaging of money in some areas for what would be the renter farmer that doesn't own his own land. He's going to be in trouble. So you got to have a shakeout somewhere to get the, what's new? We had a shakeout in housing. We're have a shakeout in everything else. We're at some point going to take the bubble down. The one thing I was going to add a while ago on biofuels, I share Tom's idea totally on jatropha. I've never felt it to be anything other than, it's the wonder crop supposedly you can grow anywhere in the world without fertilizer. And I said, yeah, you can. You just don't get any yields. So it's going to be wound up growing in limited areas for local production. The one, if you just read the news, the one that's going to be the supplier of fats and oils is going to be algae. That is where the money is going. That's where BP is putting their money. That's where ExxonMobil is putting money. And you're going to see 5 years down the road, huge multi-billion-dollar facilities sitting in the probably in the tropical regions, or maybe not in the tropics, but in dry areas where they can use ocean water, and they're going to use algae, and they're going to have sunlight, and they're going to be producing huge volumes of this at a very low margin, just like they do with a petroleum refinery. And that's where you're going to get diesel down the road, because the efficiencies are so much greater than you can do in the other way around. That's at least my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay, well, if there are no more questions, I think we're going to have to, we have one, where is it? Way over there against the wall. Last question.
Yes, Thomas. One question regarding the meal usage. If I understood well,
could you repeat, please?
If I understood well, meal usage, you're estimating for the coming year, for the coming season, you're estimating about 4 million up compared to this year.
Yeah.
In which region are you estimating this increase? Because, I don't know, EU, which was one of the biggest decrease this year, I'm not so sure that it's ready to recover so fast with this rape crop and cross, no?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is exactly our concern, that it will be difficult to find the market for these additional 4.5, whatever, 4 to 5 million tons. that will be very difficult, particularly considering the bad start of the season. We are still in the rationing process at the moment, with some exceptions, and some Asian countries are an exception. China is an exception. Chinese demand in October, December is going to be up. Pig numbers are increasing in China now. Aquaculture is increasing. So China is an exception. We think very little in the European Union, some, but very little. We see small growth in the US, some growth in the US, but the rest is going to happen, going to occur, we think, in South America, probably Latin America. East Europe is expanding. Russia, Ukraine, primarily Russia is expanding livestock production now. Already this year, this is going to continue. And the Asian market. With a recovery, if the recovery continues in the economy, we should also see a recovery in meal demand. But these estimates are still on very shaky ground. And as I said before, this is my concern, that meal prices may not decline quickly enough to stimulate sufficient demand. Yeah?
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. I know there's probably a lot more questions. Hopefully, by the end of the day, if we still have some time, we'll still be able to ask some questions, or at the end of the event overall. But anyway, thank you very much,
thank you.
Thomas Mielke.
Thank you. Thank you.
And John Bays as well.